Good evening. Welcome to this edition of the Evening Review Show. My name is Jemima Bierkes. I'm your host for this edition. Now, we have in studio today Fanuel Shinedima. He is the founder of the Namibia Youth Energy Forum. Thank you for joining us, Fanuel.
Thank you for having me, Jemima.
Fanuel, can we start with what is Namibia Youth Energy Forum?
All right. So the Namibia Youth Energy Forum is a youth-led initiative or platform that advocates for youth inclusivity in the energy sector. So we're quite broad in terms of our focal areas, and we represent youth from across the whole country. So we have membership base of young people from across all the 14 regions of Namibia. And we, of course, focus on the oil and gas sector, focus on green hydrogen as well as renewable energy. And our objectives is to, firstly, we aim to educate and to inspire and to empower young people to actively participate in Namibia's energy sector. So what we try to do is try to sort of like partner and work with industry stakeholders in order to leverage for opportunities for young people, looking at opportunities within, of course, the entrepreneurial space, career-wise, as well as other upskilling and information-focused initiatives.
Can you tell me, let's go back, when did you guys start and what gave birth to the forum?
All right, we started this year around February, and what gave birth to this forum, I think there was a lack of a platform that sort of like provides what we're doing today, a platform that could represent and source for opportunities for young people, or a platform that could aim towards educating young people. And of course, looking at Namibia's energy landscape, there's so many developments and there's so many projects going on and investment coming. And we believe that if young people are actually empowered and informed about this sector and have access to these opportunities, we can actually benefit more than we currently are getting. So that is what inspired this initiative. We wanted to make it information more accessible, opportunities more accessible, and for young people to also have an opportunity to actively participate in this sector.
So, like you're saying, for young people to get information of this energy industry, can you just give us, you mentioned something about upskilling. What are currently the skills that are a shortage? Can you just tell us what's happening in Lutritz right now? Because you have an announcement in terms of Lutritz, something that you're going to start at Lutritz now. What's happening in Lutritz now, and what does that mean for the youth of that town?
All right, cool. I think based on firstly, why we are expanding to Lutritz, I think it's based on our various engagement with various stakeholders. Of course, the industry companies that we've been in talks with that are currently operating in Lutritz. And also, we are currently seeing so many development and projects happening within that area. And one of the key things that was mentioned was that, there is a lack of skills and awareness amongst young people in Lutritz, in terms of, for example, accessing job opportunities or even understanding how to penetrate the sector and the market. And the industry currently sort of like doesn't have doesn't have the platform to collectively upskill young people within the town. So it's up to us as a forum to go there and establish a platform that is able to carry out this mandate to ensure that the young people of Lutritz actually have access to information about the sector. They have access to information about the different career opportunities within the energy landscape, and also not just that, to have access to, of course, financing in order to participate within the business landscape, for example, to provide support services to all the projects happening in the town, and also access to support in terms of education-wise. We want them to access financing and also training in order to get the necessary skills and qualifications in order for them to become employable, because we don't want these jobs to be given to outside people. We want the locals to benefit, and we are going to start that with the youth.
So you're talking about the platform offering a platform for young people to be able to know how to access these opportunities. How would you advise a young person that is now not in Lutritz, that is outside, that is somewhere else in the country? How can they access these opportunities down there, and what are these opportunities? If you come from, if I come to Windhoek, I'm looking at finding a job somewhere in the shop. What does it look? What does the landscape look right now in terms of employment in Lutritz?
Yeah. Okay. With regards to the advice to young people, especially across the whole country, And this is also what has been maybe what few have done. I think it's to try and research as much as you can, to understand what is happening, what are the skills that the industry is demanding, and how can you sort of like channel that into your career progression. And with regards to what we do in terms of assisting and supporting young people, and this is also what we've currently worked on in Windhoek, hence why we are also trying to branch out to other towns in order to ensure that the same support that we are giving out to young people in Windhoek is the same support that we are able to give into other towns. With our first town, of course, going to be Ludret, is we're trying to organize various workshops and events where we're trying to bring industry stakeholders and bring youth in, one room where they're able to engage and get direct information about, the kind of opportunities that are available and also what they need to do in order to get there. So that is one of the best ways that has worked for us, because we've organized several workshops and events here in Windhoek, and we've gotten positive feedback from few young people who came back to us and telling us about the different kinds of internships that they got, and hence why the platform is important for other young people as well. So that is also some of the things that we try to do. We are also partnering up and we're currently in talks with various recruiters, agencies in the country, when we are working with them to sort of like try to leverage for opportunities and ensure that young people sort of have access to the market. They've the necessary qualifications or the skills, or they have the access to job openings and opportunities that come through. So that is also something that we are working on as an organization, and also just trying to negotiate and work with industry stakeholders to source for apprenticeships and internships for young people. So those are some of the strategies that we're currently using to ensure that young people can directly access the industry.
So, as you know, Namibia has scores of young people that are unemployed right now. Many of them have qualifications. Many of them have experience in industries such as engineering. How would you advise? Because many of the Namibian youth are also not trained in petroleum engineering, for instance. How would you advise them to upskill themselves at this point?
Yeah, I think with regards to qualifications and the lack of the required skills by the industry, I think the best way to upskill is to try and use the available resources and platforms to our disposal. That's why I always say, like, researching and educating yourself on what is happening is the best way forward. And then also trying to knock on these people's door, for opportunities. If you are, for example, have only a degree and you are required to have a master's for a certain type of job of qualification, I feel like it's also important that you are able to go out there and market yourself and go to those people and ask them and beg them, to fund you to further your studies in the required field. And also trying to be out there and letting their voices be heard so that they can get the necessary support that they need. There's also various platforms, online platforms, that provide different kinds of information and resources, free online courses and all those kind of things. So I think those are also some of the best ways to sort of like try to upskill and ensure that you have good understanding of what is happening in the industry.
So what would you advise? Let's look at a young person who's somewhere in the rural area, somewhere in Namibia. They don't have access to any of the things you've just mentioned. They do not have access to these opportunities, these trainings. They're not even aware of it. But they have they are fortunate to watch TV tonight, and they watch and they hear that that there are things happening in Ludret. What are the jobs that are there currently?
All right. So the jobs in Ludret, and maybe firstly before we get to the jobs, I think with the question of the advice to young people, there's so many initiatives going on around, and there's so many free initiatives going on around, and events and workshops and stuff like that. The only advice I would like to give young people across the entire country is to take advantage of these free platforms and initiatives. And the Namibia Youth Energy Forum is, for example, the first one. We're going to branch out to the rest of the country, and we are going to be hosting these workshops. We are going to be bringing these industry leaders into the different spaces, and we are going to host this, provide and share this information through different and various means. We encourage young people to actively participate and to sort of like be included in these conversations, because that is the only way you can actually really get to see where you fit in within the value chain. And then with regards to the job opportunities as well, that is they're still in the development stage. But looking at projection, for example, for the next coming 5 years, I think there's going to be a really huge demand for job opportunities once, for example, if you look at the oil and gas sector, once we move from exploration phase. So I think currently it's more of we're in the feasibility phase, and there's good feedback coming in. So that means as young people, we need to position ourselves for what is about to come. So that means we need to upskill ourselves. We need to understand what are the different jobs that are going to be demanded.
We're going for a short break, and then we'll continue with what you've just said.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Irango Med is a leading distributor working in partnership with NewMed and WestMed to meet the comprehensive needs of the Namibian healthcare sector. As a partner pursuing sustainable global healthcare, we offer industry-leading medical solutions through our key focus areas, which include pharmaceuticals, orthopedics, ophthalmology, surgical devices and capital equipment, as well as a well-established scientific laboratory division. In healthcare, Irango Med is committed to making a difference. What about you?
Today we are going to learn how to bake. Welcome everyone.
Things may not always go as planned, but our technology doesn't fail. Join Paratus today. Paratus, always prepared.
The Agenda is a weekly national affairs interview program hosted every Sunday by Namibian Sun editor Toivon Jabela, featuring a panel of high-profile newsmakers, analysts, and experts. The Agenda aims to reach high-end news consumers seeking informed understanding of national issues. This show is broadcasted on NTV, Oneuptwo.com, and the Namibia Media Holdings Facebook platform. The Agenda focuses on interviews where we put the nation in the hot seat. Contact Agenda at synergy.com.na to get your product and service in the hot seat. The Agenda, focused on today's conversation.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nhcom.na.
Welcome back. Now, if you've just joined us, we have in studio Fanuel Shinedima. He is the founder of the Namibia Youth Energy Forum. He's talking to us about the expansion to the town of Ludrad, where we see a lot of development taking place in terms of energy and exploration. Before we went on a break, you were talking about young people having to position themselves. Now, in this narrative, this energy development, this energy exploration, there's a lot of jargon coming up. And you've said a lot of things, but it's very, I'm wondering, as a young person from out there, what does it mean to position myself? Can you explain to me, what does it mean to position myself? Can you explain to me, what does upskilling mean? Because for you and I, who's in this, out here, it may seem very straightforward, but for young people out there that have no understanding of this industry, can you just give them an understanding of what these terms mean?
All right, cool. Yeah, so the upskilling falls under positioning ourselves. And by what I mean by positioning ourselves is sort of like preparing ourselves for the opportunities that are coming. And the only way we can really prepare in order for us to be included and ensure that we benefit, we need to, of course, upskill. And with upskill, it's about getting the necessary skills that you need, getting the necessary qualifications that you need, and getting the experience that you need, and getting everything that you need so that you're able to be absorbed within the job market. So this means, furthering your studies, for example, or taking up a short course, or sort of like going for an internship, or doing some sort of training in order to ensure that you are able to meet like industry standards, for example, or in order to ensure that you have the necessary or required expertise in order to perform the various jobs that the industry requires.
So you expanding to Ludrad, can you tell us, what do you think the first 3 months is going to look like in terms of activities for you? And what is it that you are looking at achieving right there?
Yeah, I think with our plan, we are going to be new in Ludrad, and what we are looking forward to, for example, in the first month, is to sort of like understand the dynamics within Ludrad. We want to sort of like perform some kind of research, and we want to do our own research based on our own expectations. For example, we want to understand, for example, the demographics. We want to know how many young people we have in Ludrad, as well as the level of education, the expertise, the training. And once we have access to that data, that will now determine the kind of activities and projects that we are going to sort of like implement in the town. And that will also guide us in terms of like the different kinds of stakeholders that we need to approach, and for what relevant reasons. So I think it's still new, but we are definitely going to do something based on what we are going to collect, because we don't want to implement sort of like projects or initiatives that don't align with what Ludrad, for example, requires. So that is also that is going to be our first task in Ludrad. In terms of projects and initiatives, I think we have a lot that we do at the forum, and we are also going to try to sort of like ensure that we are able to mobilize young people within Ludrad. We are going to ensure that we are able to sort of like provide them with industry information, for example, or everything happening, sort of like try to explain to them the different kinds of opportunities available. And then we are also going to sort of like allow them to share their own views on what is happening in Ludrats, you know, to share their own views about what they want and what they're expecting, and what they feel about all the developments happening. Because we as a platform, youth platform, we create a platform to allow young people to air their own voices and opinions, and we can take up that with the relevant stakeholders. So that is also one of the initiatives that we are going to drive within Ludrats.
So can you tell us how can young people get involved with the forum?
Yeah.
And what is in it for them?
All right, we have already started, and this is now specifically for Ludrats. We have already started with setting up our branch there. We have a coordinator who's on the ground running the things, and then the applications for membership is also open. So the link is on our social medias, but every young person that is interested in signing up from Ludrats is able to either contact us via email or through our contact numbers, or go on our website or any social media pages and get that link. That is now specifically for Ludrats. For the rest of the countries, we're still planning on expanding somewhere else, but we still have members in different regions. But they are also welcome to reach out to us for membership, so that they're included in this platform.
How many members do you have at this point, and which towns are you in?
Right, currently, so we started in Windhoek, as I explained earlier, and all our team that is on the ground is based in Windhoek. But with our membership, we're looking at more than 200 and something, and that is spread across the rest of the countries. So we're fortunate enough to have presence in every region in Namibia scattered. But our biggest membership base is, of course, Windhoek and Walvis Bay. And I think Ludrats is coming in the third place.
In the third place.
Yeah.
So who are your stakeholders working on with these initiatives that you're undertaking in Ludrats? Are you working with some of the universities locally here to help the young people to be upskilled?
Yeah, so we are currently in talks with the various stakeholders. We're looking at private companies, for example. We are currently in talks in terms of like sourcing for different kinds of support, and then we are also in talks with the different institutions and then also other private stakeholders. So we're still in talks, planning on how and what kind of initiatives we can collaborate on and implement in Ludrats. And I think we will be able to comment on that once we have everything finalized specifically for Ludrats. So I can't really announce who we are currently in talks with at this stage, but there is something coming.
Thank you very much for joining us, Fanuel.
All right, thank you so much for having me, Jemima.
Okay, until next time, and good luck with your ventures in Ludrats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.